Athletes, welcome back for another great day of fitness. We've got a special guest with us, Angela from Stoke-on-Trent, England. And we also have the tried and true Kevin back with us again. Today, we've got some upper body pushing. We got pushing up, we got pushing forward, and we've also got some running. So get yourself ready. Your warm-up is coming up next. Athletes, your warm-up is here. We've got 10 seconds on the clock. So we are gonna start with jogging in place. You don't need anything but some floor space and room to move those feet. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So for today's workout, we've got options, what you can do for your run, as we always offer. Right now, I'm gonna have athletes go for about a 30-second jog. We're moving those hands, we're getting our heart rate up. We're not doing high knees right now, so keep it low. And if I started to push you forward, you would start moving forward like that. So that's what our jog in place is gonna be. We have the option of jogging in place for 150 steps in the workout, or we can do a 200-meter run. We'll talk about that when we get back to it, but we're gonna switch over to down dog seal pose transitions. So we're gonna get down into a down dog position. So get those hips up in the air. You're gonna push your head through your arms and then drop your hips down towards the floor into a seal pose. You don't have to hold either end range. I just want you to oscillate back and forth through here. Every time your hips come up, that's gonna be a rep. So we're getting that core opened up, we're getting that low back warmed up so that you guys are gonna be ready for everything that we're doing during the running and getting up and off of the floor. After we get done with our 5 reps, athletes are gonna stay on the floor and we're gonna go into push-ups. Now, for Angela, I'm gonna have her do push-ups on her knees. For Kevin, I'm gonna have him do push-ups with feet on the floor. And on this, you can add a hand release at the bottom if you want to. You can do regular push-ups of just pressing through, no pause at the top or the bottom. But we're getting our shoulders opened up because we do have pike position work we're gonna be doing. And then we've also got renegade rows today. So that's gonna be that row with the push-up. After our push-ups, we're gonna stand up and we're gonna go into a reach and row. Now, if you're not familiar with the reach and row, I'm gonna do this one with you guys. We're gonna push our hips back and get into a bent over row position. We're gonna reach as far as we can, crossing those arms, and then we're gonna pull back, trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Every time you go forward with your arms, I want you to put a different arm on top. So on your odd reps, your left hand goes on top. On even reps, your right hand goes on top. After we're done with our 5 reps, I'm gonna have both of our athletes make their way to their runners. So when they're ready, they can go ahead and turn around and head back. We're gonna go into a 30-second jog on the runner. Now with this is gonna be at your pace. So you guys can start with the walk, speed it up to a jog, and then pick it up to a comfortable run pace, or you can keep it at a walk the whole time. We're gonna use the same timing rule. We're gonna use an 8-minute mile as our average. A 200-meter run is going to be a minute total on average if you're running an 8-minute mile. Now with that, that means you're gonna run 30 seconds out and 30 seconds back in. So between the warm up and the workout, if you don't have a running track marked out, you guys can go out for 30 seconds. When your watch beeps, turn around and then come back. I'm gonna have athletes go for another 10 seconds, another 10 feet back on that runner. Kevin's trying to get off that runner early. I gotta make sure you guys are fully warmed up because I don't want anybody getting injured today. We're gonna go ahead and relax now. We're gonna come back out to the floor. We're going into our down dog seal pose transitions again. So into that down dog position, really explore that end range. So get that head through your arms and then get that hips down to the floor, get those hips down to the floor. And you can look up towards the ceiling like Kevin's doing and making sure we're just getting everything nice and warmed up and loose so that we can perform at our best. After we're done with our 5 reps here, I'm gonna switch it up on athletes. And so what we're gonna do is that Angela is going to have her pike shoulder taps, and then we're gonna have Kevin go into pike push-ups. I'm gonna have 5 reps from each athlete. So it's gonna be 5 pike push-ups from Kevin. It's gonna be 5 pike shoulder taps on each side for Angela. When we get into this position, we're looking at getting those hips up into the down dog position and then bringing our head down to the floor. And then for Angela, we're shifting that body weight side to side so we can touch opposite hand to opposite shoulder. I'm gonna challenge Kevin a little bit by moving his hands back and other back, there we go. And then we wanna bring that head down slightly in front of our fingertips. So we're gonna come back down just like that. So he shifts his body weight towards his toes, and that's gonna be a true pike push-up. The reason we're doing this is to replicate what we would do for a handstand push-up, but it's gonna be a different variation that we can use. The last thing we're gonna have is that we're gonna go into our renegade rows, so at body weight for Kevin, And then we're gonna have Angela do renegade rows on her knees to show you as prescribed, this is what it's gonna look like here. So Kevin's gonna go into a push-up first. He's gonna come up and then he's gonna row with each arm. He has to shift that body weight similar to how Angela had to do with the pike shoulder taps. Angela is doing a variation with her knees on the floor, going into the push-up and then rowing. The version she's gonna do in today's workout is gonna be on an elevated surface. So we'll finish out the warm-up on our knees, and then when you get into the workout today, you're gonna see her shift to that box. So if you guys wanna use this time to grab a box and get it set up so you can follow along with Angela, the lower the box, the harder it's gonna be, but we're gonna go full body length there. We're gonna go ahead and finish up. We are done with this warm-up. We are ready to get started. So take care of whatever you need to, grab your water, turn your cell phone on silent, make sure that you got your dancing shoes on because Kevin's here today and we are getting started with the workout next. Athletes, your workout is here. We've got 10 seconds on the clock. We're gonna go ahead and make our way to our runners. We've got both athletes running today. If you're doing jog steps, find that area. We're going in 2, 1, go! So for this workout, we've got 4 sets today. We got 1 minute of rest after each of those sets. And we are starting off with a 200-meter run or 150 jog steps. So if you've been with us before, you've seen the master of jog steps, which is Philip. We had Angela demo those in the beginning, but that's just gonna be in place. We're not worried about doing high knees. We're just shifting side to side. You think about you're out running and you've come up on a red light at an intersection and you wanna keep moving, so you're gonna do that little jog in place, counting 150, or just count one leg and get up to 75, and that's gonna get you to your number. After we get done with this run, we are going to be moving into our pike positions for pike push-ups for Kevin, and then we're gonna have pike shoulder taps for Angela. When Angela's going, she's gonna count left and right as 1 rep. So we got a touch, that's 1. We're gonna go up to 10. Kevin has 10 pike push-ups total. Nothing fancy about the counting there. We got both athletes finished with their 200 meters, and now they're going into their pike positioning. If you're following along with Angela and you're going into these shoulder taps, you have to make sure we're shifting that body weight. You're gonna feel that even more when we get into our renegade rows that we have coming up. For Kevin, he's going into our pike push-ups. He's doing a fantastic job of shifting that body weight towards his toes as he comes down. Again, wanting to get that head slightly in front of the hands so that we get into a tripod position versus a straight line across with hands on either side of the head. We got Kevin done with his pike push-ups. He's gonna be going into his renegade rows, followed by Angela. Now Angela is elevating these. This is gonna be a little bit more challenging than doing it on your knees. You guys pick your difficulty level for today. So if you wanna do those on your knees, throw some padding under there so that you're completely comfortable as we're going through. But our renegade row is a push-up plus a row and a row. When we come back with that, we wanna think about keeping good rowing position. So the base of our palm touches our side, right below our rib cage, and that's where we want to think about coming with that. We got Kevin finished up. We've got Angela finished up. Now, because Angela's a guest with us today, I'm gonna let the first 3 rounds be friendly competition, and the last round is full-on competition. No holds bar. We're gonna go as fast as we can, but we're doing quality in the first 3 because we want them to enjoy their stay. They are from Stoke-on-Trent, England. So they've come a long way. They've been with us for a couple weeks now. So we asked if they wanted to hop into the studio and they said yes, of course. You'll see Angela's husband, John, in another workout. So if you want to meet him, you got to stick around for some of our other workouts. Both athletes are on their minute rest right here. And we're moving around during this rest time. We don't stay in place. We want to make sure we keep that blood flowing. Give me a dance move, Kevin. There we go. The famous Kevin hip shake is back. So we're working on some copyright issues because we can't call it, we were gonna call it Zumba with Kevin, but we can't do that. So just wait, in the fall, something will be happening with Kevin. Both athletes are gonna be starting their second set when their minute rest is up. We got Kevin started, we got Angela started. Now for our run times, I really do wanna see you guys try to keep the same timing across our rounds here or our sets. So with these sets, we wanna think about measured pacing. I want to see set number 1 and set number 2 and set number 3 all around the same amount of time. Set number 4 is where you don't have anything going on after that, so we are going to push that pace as long as we can still show the same great quality that we're showing in these first 3 sets. When we're going on that run, we want to make sure that we keep our shoulders relaxed, keep your eyes on the horizon, and just have fun with it. I know that running may not be your thing. You may absolutely detest running, but the way you get better at something that you don't like is you do it more often. So even today, if you guys can give me 30 seconds of jogging and then slow it down to 30 seconds of walking, I will take that for your 200 meter. I just want you to push yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone and make sure we're getting that heart rate elevated before we get into all this upper body pushing. Your shoulders are gonna blow up today, so we wanna stay measured, use those rest times to get those arms shook out, get those shoulders shaken out. We got Kevin on his pike push-ups. We've got Angela on her pike shoulder taps. And with that, again, we're going opposite hand to opposite shoulder. And Angela does a fantastic job of making sure she's shifting her body weight. It starts at your hips and you move over to that hand that's gonna be on the floor so that you have enough time to pick that other arm up and make contact. Kevin's got a quick arm shake, and then he's gonna go into his renegade row with that push-up and then that pull with each arm. With your renegade row, if you guys are having difficulty with your balance on that, think about going a little bit wider with your feet, and that'll give you a wider base so that you can stabilize there. We got Angela on a 20-inch box. Now, you have options on this, so if you're gonna be doing it like Angela is on an elevated surface, and that 20 inches gets too hard, you can always pop it up to 24 inches or 30 inches. Just make sure that whatever object we're using is something that's stable enough to hold our body weight and is not gonna slide out on us. So we're in our rest time here. Both athletes are getting mentally prepared for set number 3. Angela is all smiles, and she's trying to bait Kevin into getting too comfortable with this because she's really gonna bring that intensity on set number 4. But we're on set number 3 coming up. So shake those arms, do some arm circles for me. You can do some stretching like Kevin's got. He's getting that back opened up because I think the sense of fear has finally set in, that he knows what a competitor Angela is gonna be in this final set. But athletes have this minute rest, so grab some water if you need it, and then make your way back to where you are going to be running, whether that's outside or on the runner. If you forgot what I said earlier, for a run, if you don't have a runner available to you, you can run out for 30 seconds and then run back for 30 seconds. If you haven't marked those running tracks or those running distances already and you're doing these classes with us, you might as well make it permanent because you know that you're gonna keep coming back to these classes. We got Kevin started out on his run. We got Angela right behind him. She's so gracious in giving him a small lead here just so that he can get comfortable. So his defenses drop. He gets too cocky on this last set before we get into the last set. And we're gonna see what happens. You know I'm gonna start them both at the same time for set number 4. And we are going to see some friendly but good competition. We got both athletes working on their 3rd run. Kevin's doing a good job of moving those arms, keeping those eyes on the horizon at all times. I really want you guys to make sure that you're breathing during running, especially if you hate running. You may be so mad you're doing like the 3-year-old thing and holding your breath because you're like, I don't want to run. But think about taking nice measured breaths. Try to keep it nice and even, just like you'd be walking through the park, but we're jogging through the park today. After we get done with this, we are going into our pike push-ups for Kevin, and then Angela is right behind him with her pike shoulder taps. And I can't stress enough, with Kevin's form on this, it is fantastic because the purpose of this is to shift ourselves forward. If I put Kevin straight up and down into a handstand push-up, you would see the same finish position that you would with these. We are not just dropping that head between our hands. We're getting into a position that works for our shoulder joint. If we force ourselves into this position, sometimes we can get a little bit of impingement going on. Angela's finishing up these shoulder taps and going into a renegade row. We got Kevin just being way too confident with these renegade rows that he has here. We're going into our push-ups with that row on each side. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, I know that this is going to be our equipment-free version, but a renegade row can also be done with dumbbells. So if you're traveling or you do have access to dumbbells, you can always grab some lighter weights, but I'm telling you, 5 pounds on renegade rows are tough. So make sure that you don't go too heavy too fast on that. Now this is our last set. Angela just finished at 8:10. So we are going to start both athletes off at 9:10. So that is what we are going to have here. We're gonna see which athlete is gonna finish first. Angela's tossing those arms because she's ready now. She's gonna throw down. Fun fact about Stoke-on-Trent, England, it is the birthplace of Lemmy Kilminster of Motorhead. So if you're a rock and roll fan, there's your fact for when you go to trivia night. There's another, where's the other on Trent location, Kevin? Burton-on-Trent, which is famous for their pubs, Stoke-on-Trent, and their breweries. And Stoke-on-Trent is actually famous for their oat cakes. I've never had an oat cake, but I've been told that it's like a crepe, which I guess is a pancake consistency, and I love pancakes, so I'm gonna have to take a visit there. But here we go. We have 5 seconds, and 3, 2, 1, and we're off. So here we go. Kevin is not gonna hold back here. I know that he's gonna try to do the gentleman thing, but I want you to destroy Angela if you possibly can. So there we go. We've picked it up to a pace here. Angela, she's got her eyes on the prize. She is calm, cool, and collected here. She is staying on pace with Kevin. She's letting him feel comfortable. She's letting him feel like he's being an athlete right now, which he is, but just a little bit under where Angela's caliber is. When these athletes finish, we are gonna be going into our pike position once again, and we are going to see where this leads to. I got my money on Angela today. I feel like Kevin's gonna go into a spontaneous dancing spree in just a moment and lose sight of what he's gotta do here. So we got Kevin done, we got Angela done. They are both into their pike positions now, and we are going to our shoulder taps, and Angela is speeding up. I know she's got more speed here. She's picking it up here. There we go. We got Kevin working through. Make sure you lock out. That was a no rep cut. There we go. Kevin's giving us an extra rep. I'm making sure that this is a fair competition. We are getting through our reps here. This is obviously gonna be our fastest set, so we want you guys keeping pace with us. Angela is back into her renegade rows on the box. We got Kevin going through his renegade rows on the floor, and we are going through. I gotta see contact with that chest and the hand, Kevin. Don't cheat that. There we go. That's it. We got Angela working over here. We've got Kevin finishing up his final rep, and I believe that was a photo finish. I would roll that tape back, but I think that Angela most definitely didn't have any no reps on that. Kevin was like riding the line, but Kevin is a good athlete, and he made up any of those reps that he didn't complete fully. We thank you so much, guys, so much for being with us today. Angela, great job. Kevin, great job. Athletes at home, fantastic job. If you're still working, you know it. You got to keep going. We want you to finish all those sets. Just because we finished here doesn't mean that that's going to cut your workout short. So get all the way through those 4 sets, and make sure that you stick around after this, because we got your cool down coming up next. Athletes, I got to say once again, you did a fantastic job on today's workout. We had a blast here with our drop-in Angela and with our regular Kevin. Now, if you like today's workout and you're not a part of the Mayhem Athlete community, I've got a special offer for you. This is not a trick. I'm not trying to get you into something that it's not exactly what it says it is. It's a 7-day free trial that you can start today and join the Mayhem Athlete community and get access to a variety of training tracks. Whether you're looking to do CrossFit, bodybuilding, functional fitness, workouts in your house, workouts on the road, any place that you can move your body, we've got a fitness track that will fit your lifestyle. Whether you're looking to be a better version of yourself every day and just be a little bit fitter and make life a little bit easier, or make it all the way to the competition floor, Mayhem Athlete has your back. You'll find a group of like-minded athletes that will encourage you along the way to your goals, and most importantly, make it fun all the way there. Now, please join today if you're not a part of us, and join us again for another workout. Over here, I've got your cool down. And I hate putting it over Kevin because I know that he's dancing right now. Kevin, are you dancing? Yeah, there we go. That's it. So you got to stick around and do your cool down, because if you want to move like Kevin, you got to take care of your body, because it just took care of you. And most importantly, be good, be kind, and join us again for another great day of fitness.